It's go time.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the City of Lowell Zoning Board of Appeals public hearing for February 26th. Just a few housekeeping reminders. If you're coming to speak tonight on behalf of petition, please just come to the lectern over there, sign in, and just state your name and address for the record. And also just a reminder, if you have an electronic device or cell phone, if you can put it on silent or vibrate so it doesn't disrupt the meeting, it'd be appreciated. Also, folks can join the meeting via phone and through Zoom as well by calling in and scheduling that ahead of time with DPD. We'll move to continue business. We have ZBA-2023-30, petition is a variance. The applicant is Juanice Alves Santos, property located at 33 McKinley Ave. The applicant has applied to the Lowell Zoning Board of Appeals seeking a variance approval to extend a driveway that would not meet the dimensional standards of section 6.110 of the Lowell zoning ordinance. The property is located in the traditional single-family TSF zoning district and requires variance approval for section 6.1.10 and for any relief required in the Lowell zoning ordinance. Is anyone here tonight for this application? Seeing none, we did get communication from the applicant. They're wishing a continuance to our next scheduled slot on the agenda. Mr. Ricker, do you know when our next opening slot on the agenda is? Is it the next one or the one after that?
It will be the one after that. The next available agenda is March 25th.
All right, March 25th. All right, if we have no further comments by my colleagues, we'll move forward with a...
Just real quick, Dylan, so nobody on Zoom, right? Or Mr. Lania is not on Zoom, or his client?
Right.
Okay, just want to make sure. So I guess one other comment, if the board does grant the continuance, Mr. Chairman, I would suggest that we mark it as no further continuances and let Mr. Lania know, because this has already been before us twice already. And there was one instance where the petitioner said they were going to withdraw it, but then they changed their mind. So I don't want to see us getting continued any further.
Yeah.
Haven't done that in the past. So, but if that's the case, Dylan, please let Mr. Lania know. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman. I'm in agreement. Any other comments by my colleagues? All right, seeing none, can I have a motion to continue the matter to March 25th?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for ZBA 2023-30 for a variance at 33 McKinley Ave to be continued to March 25th, and that this would be the last continuance.
Second.
All right, motion by Mr. McCarthy, second by Mr. Prokop. Can we have a roll call, please?
Chairman Peck,
Approve continuance to March 25th.
Vice Chair Callahan,
Approved continuance to March 25th, 2024.
Member McCarthy,
Approve continuance to March 25th, 2024.
Member Prokop,
Approve continuance to March 25th, 2024.
Member Hovey,
Approve.
Member Nickerson,
Approve continuance.
All right, the matter has been continued. Just for the public record, this is the notice. To be no other public notice about this petition. Going on to our next agenda item under continued business, we have ZBA-2023-43, petition is a variance. The applicant is Wedman. You know this. Property located at 39 Corbin Street. The applicant has applied to the Lowell Zoning Board of Appeals seeking a variance approval to construct a second-story addition to the existing single-family home at 39 Corbin Street. The subject property is located in the traditional single-family TSF zoning district. The property requires variance approval from the Zoning Board of Appeals per section 5.1 for relief from the maximum floor area ratio FAR requirements and for any other relief required in the Lowell zoning ordinance. Is there anyone here for 39 Corbett Street? Oh. Good evening, sir. You want to just state your name and then just give us any information you have?
Yes, my name is Evan Simea, and I'm a representative for the client that's seeking the variance for 39 Corbett Street. I do have some revised drawing. I don't know if I can turn some of that into the chair or member of the board.
Yeah, that's fine.
Give me 1 second. So Sasori, sorry. Hmm? Give us 1 minute, quick.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Côté sa Messiat plot plan. Okay. Tu vas copier la donnée? Okay. So. Can I approach?
Yeah, yeah, come on up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the updated plans. Do you want to go over it or say anything more about it?
Yes, I do want to go over it. I was trying to get the architectural, some of the architectural plan to you quickly, and then we'll take it from there. Give me 1 more minute, and then do that. This is that. Floor plan, first floor, second floor plan. Can you sort this out? Okay. That's page 4. Page 4. Go to page 1. 6, page 1. Page 1. So 6 page. Yeah. It's actually 6 pages like again? Yeah. Okay. So sort the rest out for me. Yeah. Give me this. Okay. Tu vas complet? Okay. I'm just going to give you this revised architectural plan. You guys can pass it around.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry for the delay. I'll start. So last we were here, we were seeking a variance to do an addition to the second, to the 39 Corbett Street. The proposed plan was to extend back 17 feet and then go up from there and then merge it with the current current structure on the second floor. But when we came last time, the demand seems to have been too much, and we also had some opposition from the neighbors, which were kind of surprised to my client, and since we told them about the plan last time. And then one of the opposition to the plan is that they think that we were blocking the sun to from the house. And then when we did further search, the house was actually located on the east side of the property that we're trying to expand, and the sun, the addition would not have any effect on the neighbor's house or them enjoying the sun during the summertime. That being said, we come back with a revised plan. Instead of moving it 17 feet from the original structure, we're gonna move it only 12 feet. We're gonna reduce that by 5 feet, and instead of expanding the second floor, trying to merge everything, we're gonna reduce that and then just build one additional bedroom on the second floor. So originally there was a an open area, like a steady room, and then the 2-bedroom. But we would just reduce that, scratch that, and then we're just gonna do 1 extra bedroom on the second floor. There's already 2 bedroom on the second floor. We're just gonna add another bedroom on the second floor, and then downstairs is just gonna be a sunroom or playroom for the client's kids that are growing. I'm not sure if you need me to expand more on this, but we did reduce the overall dimension from 17 to 5, and then reduce upstairs expansion as well greatly from what was originally planned. I don't know if you can look at the existing structure right now. It's 1 bedroom, living room and kitchen on the first floor, and then upstairs is 2 bedroom on the second floor. And our proposed plan is only to add just 1 bedroom upstairs on the second on the second floor, and then we also reduce the size of that bedroom. So when we go up, when we build the 12-foot, when we go up on the second floor, we're gonna reduce that again to like 4 foot back from that bottom first floor family room. So we're not gonna be taking it from the foundation all the way up. We're gonna reduce it back again, make it smaller from the original plan. And last thing we did, my client did speak to our neighbors, and they kind of withhold their opposition. So that one of the reasons that they're not here today to voice their opposition on the requested variance. So if you have further questions, I'm here. I'll take the questions.
Okay, thank you, sir, for that summary of the project and the updates. So we'll open up the hearing to the public. Anyone wishing to speak in opposition to this project? In opposition? In opposition? All right, seeing none, that portion of the public hearing is closed. Anyone wishing to speak in favor of this petition? In favor? In favor? All right, seeing none, public hearing is closed. We're going to open questions or comments to the board. I'm just going to reverse the order a little bit because I know some people saw the new updated plans right now and some haven't even looked at it yet, some of the members. So, Mr. Nixon, the chair is yours, sir. The floor is yours, excuse me.
Thank you, Chair. The original drawings state that you're looking for 0.57 for FAR relief. What is it now exactly that you're?
Hold on a second.
I still can't. Thinking they should continue.
I think right now it's on 0.3. So from the 0.5, we're asking for 0.3.
0.3?
Yeah.
So 0.3 instead of 0.57. That's like really the only question I have. I mean, I just did take a quick look at the drawings. I think by reducing the size of the addition as well as not having anyone here in opposition is a good thing. So I'll just let the rest of the board ask some other questions. So, thank you, though.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nixon. The chair recognizes the vice chairman, Mr. Callahan. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, so I remember this project when it was before. And again, I'm very familiar with the area. I grew up in the neighborhood. I grew up on Bowden Street. So I know all those houses in that area. Very small, very compact neighborhood. The lot sizes are very, very tiny. And so I know that was a main concern about from the neighbors previously and the board previously. And I think that's where we asked you to kind of go back to the drawing board. I mean, looking at the new plans, you did reduce it down. So and it looks like I know you initially had 21.8 feet in width, and you reduced that down to 17.8, and then 15. You originally had 15 feet, and pushed that back to 12. And I think one of the main concerns obviously was the second floor that I thought, but I think by compacting it back a little bit, this may work. So I'm going to listen to my other fellow board members
Sure.
at this point right now, but I think it might be something I could work with, but we got to think it over. We just got the plans right now, so I mean,
I understand.
it's we're kind of working off our feet, working on our toes here real quick. So, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman. The chair recognizes Mr. McCarthy. Mr. McCarthy, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to ask a couple of questions, but this is exactly what I was hoping for as a response from the last meeting. So I'm glad you were able to see your way to making a reduction of this magnitude. However, you had stated in the previous set of documents that your FAR proposed was 0.92. But I don't see that recorded. If it's recorded, it doesn't seem like it's recorded correctly on the document you gave us tonight. As the maximum FAR proposed, you have provided 0.31. So that seems like a mistake. I'm guessing that the FAR that you're looking for is probably in the 0.8 something range, but I'm guessing. And I don't think you're documenting that correctly.
I think you are correct, because the last time was 0.9. So the survey, I would have to go back with the survey and see.
Well, I think I'd like to make a condition, if we were to go forward with this tonight, that you update the site plan to provide the accurate proposed FAR.
Yes.
And showing that it's a reduction of the 0.92.
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
I'm glad you modified the second floor especially to show that expansion of the second floor reduced dramatically, in my opinion. So that's a nice thing, as well as the addition off the back showing a response that provides a reasonable setback for the side yard. So those are the two big things that I like the most about this new change that you made. So I think I can support this, but I just would like to see that condition about the FAR being correctly recorded as to what the proposed FAR we're responding to tonight.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We can definitely abide by the condition of the board.
Thank you, Mr. McCarthy. The chair recognizes Mr. Hovey. Mr. Hovey, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate the comments by members of the board. I don't know how in good conscience we could vote on something that's changed this dramatically while we're in discussion, getting plans to make an educated decision on this. Is there a reason these plans weren't submitted to DPD prior to this meeting?
We got them very late from the architect, and also from the surveyor. We didn't get them early. So this.
I mean, this is, it was revised on 2/13/24. That's over a week ago.
Yeah, when did you get the seal? He just got this seal from the surveyor.
Okay, well,
You can see the blue seal on this just today. We got this.
understood, you just got them, but I can't make a decision in good conscience. I was leaning against this in the first part. I appreciate you taking down the second story on the second part of the addition. Again, Member McCarthy said the FAR is off, so now we're making decisions based on incorrect information or information was just handed to us while we're here. So I would suggest a continuance so we can get these to the DPD, get their thoughts. If anything's changed, we can make a educated decision on this. If not, I'm going to have to vote to deny this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hovey. The chair recognizes Mr. Prokop. Mr. Prokop, floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, I do also have those concerns of trying to assimilate this information as we just got them today at this meeting. Though I do appreciate the efforts, I just, and the reduction of the square footage of the second floor, I think the effort is there, but I feel like DPD should have had this so that we could have had some kind of updated information so that we can, get their comments. I mean, I'm not opposed to a continuance on this. I'm also, again, the information is already here. But I'll reserve the right to, I agree, I think we should have a continuance on this. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Prokop. Sir, you heard my colleagues. Someone like, and I'm just speaking for myself here, when I get plans, I really have to review them and then look at them and then dissect them. I can't, me personally, because I'm like a layman. I work with kids. I don't do this. When I look at plans, I have to look at other things to reference it. And I would agree to my colleague's point, Mr. Hovey, Mr. Prokop. I think continuance would be probably the right step. And again, we're not trying to, belabor this because we want this to move forward as well. I think obviously you've done a lot of redesign, reduction, scaling down the project, which is great. And I also agree that I think probably the best approach and practice is probably to continue it. Again, like Mr. McCarthy said, the site plan is off in the FAR, and I think you said you didn't get this information from the surveyor till today or something. I just want to let you know that you could always reach out to DPD, and if your team or your surveyor or whoever you're working with, they send you an email, I would recommend you just talking with DPD, forwarding that email, just saying hey, these are the plans I got submitted. Tell me what you think, and so they can kind of weigh in from the city perspective, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So I'm in favor of continuing this too, if my colleagues are okay with that. And this would be the last continuance, sir. So hopefully the next time everything will just be in order and we won't have any any things that are questioning, essentially, because we don't want to belabor for you either. We want to move forward with the process. So Mr. Ricker, when's our next available slot for an opening?
March 25th.
Also March 25th. And again, sir, if you have any questions, you get any updated plans via email or something, I would contact DPD. Hopefully, Mr. Ricker, I'm not speaking out of turn, they can forward the department an email from whatever about plans and all that stuff. So just work with DPD as you get them.
Okay.
Any further comments by my colleagues?
Mr. Chairman, I think I would suggest that these new plans also be posted and shared with the neighbors, so they're aware that. I know there's nobody here to oppose it now, but I don't know if they.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
definitely.
That'd be great.
Just to make sure.
Thank you, Mr. Vice
I
Chairman.
mean, you're scaling back from what it was previously, but there were a couple of neighbors who were in opposition of it last meeting, and just to make sure that the neighbors are aware of the new plans. I mean, maybe they don't oppose it now because you scaled it back. I don't know, or maybe they're just not aware of the new plans. But I would repost the new plans and possibly share it with
Yeah, we can do that.
whoever you can. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman. Any other further comments by my colleagues? Oh, Mr. McCarthy. Yeah, floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I'd just like to also mention well, I'd like to ask you, you did state that the neighbors were aware of the changes you were making and were in favor of it,
Yes.
but without seeing plans, did they see plans?
Oh, what? No, we did tell them that we make reduction into what we were planning on doing. We did tell them that we reduced it, but we didn't share the plan. So that's that. We didn't share
Right.
the plan, but they.
And that's a critical step, I think, to see the plans and to have them available for the neighbors to weigh in on. And I just want to caution you, we typically require applicants to have the documents for us to review no later than Thursday prior to the hearing.
Okay.
So certainly bringing them to the meeting tonight doesn't meet that criteria. And the document that I'd be really interested in seeing prior to the meeting on Thursday, if possible, is from the surveyor stating what your proposed FAR is for this new layout.
Sure.
So that would be on the 21st, I believe, of March. Anyway, that's all I had. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McCarthy. Sir, hopefully you go back with your team, your surveyor, the people on this project, and just work with them. And again, to Mr. McCarthy's point, we typically have plans before us that Thursday before a Monday hearing. Only because not just that we need to review it, but DPD, the city, different city departments, and it gives the opportunity to any neighbors as well. We can post it online maybe.
So yeah, so I think once we get the revised from the survey, we'll just bring it to BPD we don't have to wait until Thursday. We'll just,
Yeah, it could be way before the Thursday before the hearing. Yeah, as well.
we'll just bring it in.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. McCarthy. Any further comments by my colleagues before we move forward with the vote?
We do it March 25th. Yep, so sir, the date would be before, we'd like to have it in before March 21st.
Yes.
Whatever the next date.
Yeah. We just got it from them, so I think we should be able to get that revised form and bring it back.
The quicker you get it in, the easier it'll probably be. So, I'm guessing, so can't speculate, but thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Callahan. We have no further comments. Can we have a motion to continue the matter, please?
3, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for ZBA 2023-43 for a variance at 39 Corbett Street to be continued to March 25th, 2024.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Mr. McCarthy, second by Mr. Prokop. Can we roll call, please?
Chairman Peck,
Approve continues to March 25th.
Vice Chair Callahan,
Approved continuance to March 25th, 2024.
Member McCarthy,
Approve continuance to March 25th, 2024.
Member Prokop,
Approved continuance to March 25th, 2024.
Member Hoey,
Approve.
Member Nickerson.
Approved continuance.
All right, sir. We'll see you March 25th, okay?
Yeah, thank you very
Okay.
much.
Thank you. You have any questions, just reach out to DPD, okay? They'll be able to help.
Yeah, we'll do that. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on to our next scheduled item on the agenda under new business. We have ZBA-2023-49. The petition is a special permit. The applicant is Evolution Auto Design LLC, property located at 384 Bridge Street. The applicant has applied to the Zoning Board of Appeals seeking a special permit approval at 384 Bridge Street to erect an eternally illuminated sign. The subject property is located in the Neighborhood Business NB zoning district. The proposal requires special permit approval per section 6.2 for eternally illuminated signage and any other relief required in the Lowell zoning ordinance. Good evening.
Yes, my name is Antonio de los Santos from, the the name is Iris, but I is sick, it's not coming yet. Dile.
The lady who gave him the permit, she's sick, so she couldn't come in. So
Okay. So do you want to talk about your business, the sign, like
business in the sign,
yeah, if you want to talk about it, and then if people have questions or comments, we'll open it to them.
basically we're trying to get the permit approved. That
Mr. Chairman, excuse me, can you ask the applicant to?
Oh, yeah.
into the
Can you
mic.
just come closer to the mic, talk into the microphone, and then state your name and address for the record, and just tell us about your project?
So do you want me to tell?
Yeah, your name, sir. Yeah.
Also, my name is Junior de los Santos, and basically, we're trying to get the permit approved. That way, the sign can be visible at night, because it's when it gets, since we're in the winter, when at 5 p.m. it gets kind of dark, so it's not very visible. So we're just trying to get that on. That way we can, grab people's attention. That way traffic can be, like, could be like at a good flow, basically, because, yeah,
Okay.
pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. If you have nothing further, we'll open up the hearing to the public, and then we'll open up to the board. Okay. So just hang tight for a minute.
Okay.
Anyone wishing to speak in opposition to this project? In opposition. In opposition. All right, seeing none, that portion of the public hearing is closed. Anyone wishing to speak in favor of this petition? In favor, in favor. All right, seeing none, the public hearing is closed. We're going to open question and comments to the board now, okay? The chair recognizes the vice chairman, Mr. Callahan. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, through you. You're seeking, the relief you're seeking is fairly minimal. I understand the economic development director has an issue with the size of the sign, and believes it's a little bit too large, and wants to try to keep it scaled down to what the ones that's neighboring them. But not that I don't disagree with her, but I can see this fit. I can see this this fitting in with the rest of the businesses in that. I don't think it's going to be any much of an issue. So I don't really have much of a problem with it. I think the only thing questionable is hours of illumination. What are your hours of operation?
From 7 in the morning to 8 o'clock at night.
7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess we just do the hours of illumination. We usually standard we're 1 hour after business closes. So just because we don't want to keep it on all night. So it's I forget what it is. Maybe the secretary can assist on that, but it's usually like 1 hour before sunrise to 1 hour after sunset or end of business, whichever comes later or something, if I'm not mistaken. But if we can just keep whatever the standard illumination hours we use, I would condition that as well. So
You could do that, Mr. Vice
thank you,
Chairman.
Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you, sir. The chair recognizes Mr. McCarthy. Mr. McCarthy, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The sign is in place,
Yeah.
and it doesn't meet the zoning, even if it wasn't illuminated. It's too large.
Are you saying that? Are you saying that? Sorry. What was that again?
I'm just struggling with this. So we had a similar project in the same neighborhood come before us last meeting, where the applicant put the sign up that didn't meet zoning, and then came before us for a variance. And it's a little painful. It's not your fault, but it's the next meeting we have exactly the same situation in the same neighborhood. I'm just trying to understand, did you not know what zoning requirements were for signage?
We didn't know. Yeah, we had no idea about zoning and stuff like that.
Okay, but who designed the sign for you? They should, did you design the sign yourself and
No,
do it online or something?
Somebody design it.
It's very frustrating because you're off by just a little bit. If you removed the phone number, maybe you'd probably meet zoning, and it would be easy to approve this for illumination. But the fact that you don't meet zoning and you've already built the sign, it's already there, it's kind of painful. I agree that it's a good-looking sign. I agree that it's not off by much, and I agree with Member Callahan that I think we should probably support you. You seem to have a great business. You did a great job with the barber shop.
Thank you.
It's just disappointing that we have signage people doing signage in the city without following zoning and erecting it in place. That's all. But I agree with my fellow board member that this isn't that bad, and we should support it with that one condition. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McCarthy. The chair recognizes Mr. Hovey. Mr. Hovey, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I would like to have been able to put a condition in that the sign was compliant with the zoning code. Second sign in 2 meetings that is already up. This sign is just barely over. I understand why the Economic Development Department wanted it tucked in a little bit more to kind of have some of the facade showing, but I mean, realistically, we're asking for forgiveness here. I mean, that's what we're doing. I think we condition it, 1 hour after business hours. I can appreciate that you're putting a business on Bridge Street, a place that needs business and needs activity. So, not to beat the dead horse. So I'll support this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hovey. The chair recognizes Mr. Prokop. Mr. Prokop, floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, I agree with the board members. And as Member Hovey said, we're asking for forgiveness, not permission, because it's already been done. And this was the same statements that I echoed at the last meeting with the other project. It's unfortunate, you said you didn't know that you needed to get zoning approval before you put up the sign, but now that it's up, I mean, there's not much you can do except it will probably be more expensive to take down and shrink and put back up. But I do appreciate the fact that you came to before the board now that you knew that you needed permission to do this. And it is a good business. I see you guys every day. I see it's busy. And somebody's always there, even on a Sunday. I mean, at this point, I don't think it was any malintent, so I'd be voting in favor of this. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Prokop. The chair recognizes Mr. Nixon. Mr. Nixon, the floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, I mean, this is like my neighborhood, so I mean, I drive by a barber shop about 8 times a day probably, and I've been in there before myself. Being a business owner and owning a hair salon myself, back then I didn't know that you had to have zoning for a sign, and I had to redo mine. But on the other side of it, I think illumination is actually a good idea. That section of Lowell, that street is dark. I see car accidents constantly just at that corner of CVS and right there. I come down 3rd all the time and then come off onto Bridge. So I think that would add some light in that area because the streetlights are so farther from there. So other than the fact that, you have it illuminated during the hours that were requested, I think it's a fair, decision. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nixon. Sir, like my colleagues, I agree it's a very good-looking sign. It highlights your business, the marketing, it all makes sense. And again, I would also agree that I think there was no intention of, not following any rules. It's just, you went to a company or design sign person and they made the sign for you, and you would expect and hope that they do it by the standards, the rules. I think for me, I agree. I can support this because it's up already, and it's not too out of line with the size. I think for me, if the economic development director and if we had more comments saying that it's too big, they did say it's too big and it covers either side of the business. They're kind of window space, And so the business around you, next to you, they haven't said anything? They haven't said like,
Like they
sir, your sign is too big, it's covering my space?
No.
Okay. I mean, that's a good thing. I mean, I think if anyone was in true opposition or they really felt strongly against this, they would be here, I would imagine. So I can support this as well. I just, what's the name of the sign company you hired to do the sign?
el nombre de la compañía.
Or the name of the person that did the window sign
It's the name of the owner
of the business?
Evolution Auto Designs.
Okay.
Evolution Auto Designs. Yeah.
And you dealt directly with like the owner, the proprietor of the business?
Yeah. Yes.
And what's their name?
Luis Lora.
Louis Laura.
How do you spell the last name?
L-O.
I'm sorry, can you speak into the mic again, please?
Louis Laura. Lora. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just more curious. I think if they're a professional sign company, they would know the standards and expectations for any town or community or municipality. But again, a good-looking sign is, I mean, it's just a bit bigger than what's expected. But I can support this as well. If there's no further comments, and with the condition we talked about the illumination.
Mr. Chairman.
Yep.
I got a question, Dylan. I just noticed one comment from Ms. Carter, the Economic Developer Director, mentioning the vinyl signage on the windows, saying it should be brought into compliance. Is that within our purview, or is that someone else's? Is that the building commissioner's purview?
That is a zoning requirement. You're allowed to cover 30% of the window
Okay.
with signage, and that signage counts toward your total allowed signage.
Okay. Oh, so that's covered under the walls. So when we're doing this, is this being covered? The vinyl window signage too, or are we just dealing with the illuminated sign? Because Ally's saying that the window signage is not in compliance.
You can review that if you'd like. I don't know the conditions of the building prior to the new barbershop moving in, so it's possible that the size of the sign was grandfathered in, but I don't know the dimensions of any signage that was previously there.
So we don't have any info on that either. So we just, Mr. McCarthy.
Mr. McCarthy, go ahead, sir.
I saw that today that there is no signage in the window now. It's been all removed. So they're in compliance today.
Okay.
It's all been
Got you.
removed.
Got you.
All right, that's fine. I'm just going by what Ms. Carter said. So, but okay. I didn't know if we had to do an extra variance because of that. So, all right, cool.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman. And again, sir, I want to say, I think this is a great business. I think it makes sense. And, I wasn't saying it to critique, why you did this. It's more of the person that you dealt with. Because I know you guys have a good business, a thriving business. To my colleague's point, Bridge Street and that corridor needs businesses. And you guys have a thriving business. So this will help with it, I think. So congratulations, sir.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Yeah, thank you, sir. If there's no further comments, can we have a motion?
If I could just say,
Mr. McCarthy, go ahead, sir.
I hope you understand that we're in favor of businesses and good signage here. And we're glad that you are thriving and have great sign design there. It just seems like the person at Evolution Auto Designs may not have done as much homework as they should have to understand that they were slightly over, and they could have possibly eliminated that problem if they were just paying attention. That's all. It seems like a good company. I just checked their website. It looks like they have good reviews, so it might have been just an accident that happened. That's all. That's all I had.
Thank you, Mr. McCarthy. If there's no further comments, we'll move forward with the motion.
3, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for ZBA 2023-49 for special permit for Evolution Auto Design LLC at 384 Bridge Street for an illuminated sign and for a sign that's slightly larger than zoning requires, with the condition that the hours of illumination be 1 hour before sunrise to 1 hour after 8 p.m. or closing.
Second.
Motion by Mr. McCarthy, second by Mr. Prokop. Can you have a roll call, please?
Chairman Peck,
Approve of conditions.
Vice Chair Callahan,
Approve of conditions.
Member McCarthy,
Approve with condition.
Member Prokop,
Approve with conditions.
Member Hovey,
Approve.
Member Nickerson.
Approve with conditions.
All right, you've been approved. Wish you the best of luck in your business.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a good night, folks. Thank you, sir. Yeah, you're good. Yep.
Another thing about the vinyl on the window, we scraped that off, as you guys told us
Yep,
to.
that's perfect.
Just letting you guys know.
That's perfect. Thank you, sir. That's appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Have a good night. Moving on to our next item on the agenda, on the new business, we have ZBA-2023-50. A petition is a variance. The applicant is Francisco Triana, property located at 26 Cadell Ave. The applicant has applied to Lowell Zoning Board of Appeals, seeking a variance approval to construct a dormer at 26 Cadell Ave. The property is located in the traditional single-family TSF zoning district. The project requires variance approval per section 5.1 from the maximum floor area FAR requirements, and any relief required in the Lowell zoning ordinance. Is there an app?
He's on Zoom, I believe.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, if you're on Zoom.
Yes, good afternoon. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Yeah,
my
we could hear
name-
you. Just tell us your name and tell us about the project you have here tonight.
Yes, my name is Francisco Triana, and the house is located at 26 Cadell Avenue. It's located almost at a dead-end street. The reason for the petition is to build a dormer in the attic space in order to accommodate a bedroom and a small bathroom. This is a petition from the tenant who lives already in the house for almost 5 years. Her family has increased by 2, and she was asking me if it would be possible to use that attic space to build a bedroom, because they love the area. They have been amazing tenants. They pretty much act like homeowners. And so I was very motivated to go forward with this, with her plan. And so I'm here to see if I can get a variance to build a dormer, so I can build a bedroom.
Okay, thank you for your comments. We'll open up questions and comments to the public if you have nothing further. Anyone wishing to speak in opposition to this petition? In opposition? In opposition? Seeing none, that portion of the public hearing is closed. Anyone wishing to speak in favor? In favor? In favor? Seeing none, the public hearing is closed. We're going to question the comments to the board. The chair recognizes Mr. McCarthy. Mr. McCarthy, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think this is a wonderful story. The idea that you have a tenant that you enjoy as much as you do and wants to stay in this location, and you're seeking to improve your property to keep the tenant there, and the tenant is actually providing space for additional members. And the FAR is rising from 0.77 to 0.81, which is a difference of 0.04. Hardly much of a difference, in my opinion. I see this as a great idea if we can support it. I personally think that this is a great idea, and I would like to support it. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. McCarthy. The chair recognizes Mr. Hovey. Mr. Hovey, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. I don't have a problem with it. It's inside the footprint of the house, so we're really not adding any side yard, we're not taking up any green space. We saw the comments from in a butter. We're not necessarily going to address that because it's not a parking issue. There's no variance for parking required on this. I just had a point of clarification. Did you say the tenant is handling this project, or are you handling this project?
I am handling the project.
Okay, all right. So you're doing it for the tenant in order to add an extra bedroom and bathroom up there. What's
That is
upstairs? What's upstairs on the third floor now?
There is nothing. It's an open attic space,
Oh, okay.
accessible by a hatch.
All right, so this is going to make that space usable.
Correct, yes.
All right, beautiful. All right, I have no questions. I totally support this project.
Thank you, Mr. Harvey. The chair recognizes Mr. Prokop. Mr. Prokop, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I actually think this is a great plan. It seems like a lot of care was put into this, and there is not much of a variance. As Member McCarthy said, the FAR is very minor, so there is no impediments here. So I'll be voting in favor, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Prokop. The chair recognizes Mr. Nickerson. Mr. Nickerson, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, I mean, I agree with Mr. McCarthy as well. This also solves a housing situation where someone would have to then move and try to find something different where they've been there. You hear more stories of a slum landlord than a good landlord. So this is great that you're doing this for them. I'm totally in favor as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nickerson. The chair recognizes the vice chairman, Ms. Callahan. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, through you, Mr. Chairman. I have no concerns with this. I think it is makes sense. There's already an existing dormer on the building as well, too, that is going to fit right in. The new one's just going to fit right in, and it's great that you're going to be able to keep your tenants happy and keep them in the city and whatnot. So I wish you the best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Callahan. Sir, like my colleagues, I do think this is actually a good addition to the home, and it works for you, the homeowners. Mr. Triano, I just want to give you the opportunity. Did you see, or did your neighbor or the abutters talk to you about the concern they had in terms of this addition might bring on more parking, or would there be more tenants, or this for the existing tenants only, or?
Yes, one of the abutters called me on the phone, and she was very confused. She was talking about a different property, and so I told her, no, I'm on 26 Cadell Avenue. We were just planning to build a dormer. We're not going to add any parking space. Nothing is going to change on the exterior of the house except for the look of the dormer. And then I never heard from her again.
Okay, thank you for that, and thank you. I wanted just to give you the opportunity to comment on any of the neighbors' comments. But again, I really think this is a nice project and a nice addition, and makes sense in terms of additional space needed. And again, it fits in with the character of the neighborhood. I don't think it's be obtrusive in terms of the layout. If there's no further comments, we'll move forward with the motion.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for ZBA 2023-50 for variance at 26 Cadwell Ave to increase the maximum floor area ratio from 0.77 to 0.81.
Second.
Motion by Mr. McCarthy, second by the Vice Chairman, Mr. Callahan. Can I have a roll call, please?
Chairman Peck,
Approve.
Vice Chair Callahan,
Approve.
Member McCarthy,
Approve.
Member Prokop,
Approve.
Member Hubby,
Approve.
Member Nickerson.
Approve.
All right, sir, you've been approved. Wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much to everybody. Have a great evening.
You too. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
All right, moving on to our next item on the agenda under new business. We have ZBA-2024-3, petition type is special permit. The applicant is Philadelphia Sign Company, property located at 315 Bridge Street. Philadelphia Sign Company has applied to the Zoning Board of Appeal, seeking a special permit approval to erect an eternally illuminated signage at 315 Bridge Street. The subject property is located in the Urban Use UMU zoning district. The proposal requires special permit approval per section 6.3 for eternally illuminated signage and for any other requiring the Lowell zoning ordinance. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. For the record, my name is Heather Dudkow, 27 Old Meeting House Road in Auburn, Mass., and I'm a consultant with Philadelphia Sign Company.
Thank you.
Thanks. The petition before the board is to ask for a special permit for internal illumination for 2 wall signs. This is a Chase Bank that's redeveloping the old Dunkin' Donuts site at the corner of Bridge, VFW, and 2nd Avenue. Their full proposal for signage on site is 3 wall signs, a ground sign, and an ATM surround that's internally illuminated. And we have already secured the permits for the ground sign and 1 wall sign on Bridge Street as those meet code. And that they meet code because of the previous internal illuminated signs that were there for Dunkin' Donuts. The 2 additional wall signs proposed in the ATM surround will meet the zoning bylaw. However, we're asking the permission for the internal illumination. Their operating hours are 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, Saturday 9 to 1, and the ATM is 24 hours. So we do think it's in keeping with the area there, the internal illumination. The signs are I actually love their signs. I think they're very clean and the blue, I love the blue there. But they're very clean, they're very tasteful. The square footage is 37 square foot on each elevation, so all 3 wall signs will be uniform. And we just feel that the illumination will fit right into that area there and it won't be distracting.
Okay, thank you so much for the summary of the project. If you have no further comments, we'll open up the hearing to the public. Anyone wishing to speak in opposition to this project? In opposition, seeing none, that portion of the public hearing is closed. Anyone wishing to speak in favor of this petition? In favor, seeing none, the public hearing is closed. So we're going to open questions and comments to the board now. The chair recognizes Mr. Hovey. Mr. Hovey, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. Hours illumination, it's going to come up. The wall signs, are those going to be off an hour after close of business?
Yep, they'll comply with the.
Okay, so we can make that a condition, and then the ATM, that's going to run 24 hours, right? Yep, nope,
Yep.
absolutely,
Yep.
for safety. Yeah, I don't have any issues with this. Makes sense.
Thank you, Mr. Hovey. The chair recognizes Mr. Prokop. Mr. Prokop, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't have any issues either. I mean, this actually falls in line with most of what we see from the banking system. 9 to 5 hours, 9 to 1 on the weekends. So I can attest that if you are in line with what the other bank's doing, I don't think there should be a problem here. So thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Prokop. The chair recognizes Mr. Nixon. Mr. Nixon, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, this is a walk-up ATM or a drive-up?
They told me it's a walk-up ATM.
Walk-up ATM, all right.
Yeah.
I think the hours of illumination, even if it's like at 6 o'clock, I think it should go a little bit later. That area is a little bit, the homeless, and there's other businesses just up from there across, you have CVS and all that stuff, though. I personally would say keep them on to like 9 o'clock, 10, especially if you have someone walking up to an ATM in that area. It's not a dangerous section, but you just attract people from across the bridge. So other than that, I think it falls into place. So thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Nixon. The chair recognizes the vice chairman, Mr. Callahan. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, through Mr. Chairman. I'm of a similar opinion about the ATM. If it's going to be 24 hours, it's really going to be illuminated, especially in case anything's happening and in the area or whatnot. And
And I'm
so
sure since they're developing this new, that they're mindful of safety lighting and and building lighting and things like that I don't know much about. But.
I'll go with whatever my fellow board members. The design is great. It's fantastic. It's and it's glad to see another major bank like Chase is coming to the area, and don't even remember them having bank branches.
They're exploding, actually.
So
The branches.
Yeah.
There's many in the works. Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll go with my other fellow board members. I mean, I'm in approval for the design and the illumination. I mean, at least as far as the ATM is concerned, I'd like to have a lot of illumination at the ATM, just for the purposes of, for safety purposes, if anything. If anybody's going to get cash and,
Yep.
you know,
Oh.
God forbid, someone's, who knows what happens. But you're on a major thoroughway too, and you're on a major intersection, but it's still, the more the better. But,
I just drove through there.
yeah.
A little crazy.
Yeah. So, and I think that Dunkin' Donuts was 24 hours, if I'm not mistaken, or was it? No? Was it?
It was?
Yeah. So, so that area's always been illuminated because the Dunkin'. No, go ahead.
Yeah, just talking to the mic, Mr. Nixon. We can have a conversation between each other, that's fine.
Yeah, I know the bank next door does, I think it's on the corner of 6th. It was Bank of America. They actually took their walk-up ATM out, if I remember correctly, because of the darkness of it in that section over there, right across
yeah.
from the 7-Eleven. You know, so I don't know what hours CVS is open to, but I mean,
They're 24 hours too, aren't they? I thought their sign said 24 hours.
oh, are they? Okay, I don't go to that one. But keep them on those, I don't know, late, especially, I mean, just for that reason alone, it's a bank.
All right. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Nixon. Yeah, no, that all the more reason why I'm thinking not to restrict the hours of illumination for the time being. I mean, maybe we can put this on for administrative review in,
It's a good idea.
I don't know, 6 to 8 months to see how things are going as far as the illumination's concerned. But if, what Member Mickelson was saying, that when Bank of America was there and they took it out because of the illumination was not working and not helping, I think we should, I would be in approval. I would probably not restrict the hours of illumination and maybe set it just for an administrative review 6 months out to see how we're looking at once business is up and running and go from there. But whatever my other fellow board members want to do, that's fine. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Callahan. The chair recognizes Mr. McCarthy. Mr. McCarthy, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just have a couple of questions, but I first want to start by saying thank you for understanding the zoning bylaw signage review process and submitting signage that
Dylan helps me a lot.
fits correctly,
Thank you.
and for not building the signs and erecting them already.
I understand that frustration.
Okay. The signage is very nice. Where is the ATM located?
That would be
If there's a site plan here and it has like an entry point, is it at the back where the entrance is?
So, let's see. So the ATM would be in the back, is on the back of the building.
And that back of the building has a light pole, has two light poles actually, but has a light pole adjacent to it that I'm sure is going to be providing 3 or 4 foot candles. So the light pole is going to be doing all the illumination. The illuminated sign is not going to be doing that much. So my fellow board member is suggesting that the illuminated signs are going to help with safety. It's really the light pole that's providing all the safety.
I see what you're saying, though, yep. But they would like to have the surround illuminated on the ATM. For the-
I think that makes sense where it's open 24 hours for that to be showing to people that, yes, the ATM is open, but the bank isn't open. So I don't know about the rest of the signs being on.
I think they're amenable to the boards.
Yeah, because I'm sure the site lighting is going to be on 24 hours.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the security lighting on the site, in my opinion, because that's so much more
Yeah.
important than the signage on the building. So I'd like to go back to the original hours of illumination. Maybe we extend it to 10 p.m. or 11 p.m., but I think it's a bit of a slippery slope to start going down, especially if we've got more of these banks coming
Yeah.
in front of us. And
They could always do the conversely, if they have the illumination the certain hours with the restrictions, and after they open, if they reassess and there's some issues, we can always reapproach and discuss something about that.
I agree with you. You can come back and present that you would like to have more security, but if you were looking for security, I'd say have another pole put up and light that area with site lighting versus on the building.
And if they have some valid concern or some valid reason that they feel
Yep.
that the light should be on for longer, then they can present that to the city.
Right. But security lighting's different than illuminating
Yes, I
signage lighting, in my opinion.
Yep.
That's all I had. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McCarthy. Again, it makes sense, the sign, the illumination in terms of marketing for the business. I would agree that, I'm not against any restrictions in terms of lighting. But again, to my colleague's point, maybe we just do an administrative review on everything. So in 6 months, if there's an issue in terms of, it's too much light, or, it's issues with neighbors, or you think, oh, this is perfect how it is, or actually we do need it on, X amount more hours than the standard, hours illumination for most signs. But I can support this. I think the condition that I would like to see, if my colleagues would entertain, is the condition of the administrative review in 6 months, if that's okay with my colleagues. Is that okay with you? We just, so that way we can address any barriers, any concerns, we can just talk it out. Yeah, but I think it looks good. Any comments by my colleagues before we move forward with the motion? Mr. McCarthy, did you have a comment, sir?
I don't mean to speak poorly of the city's ability to conduct administrative reviews, but we have many outstanding administrative reviews for past projects still. And putting an administrative review process, I think that we should just be aware that this may or may not be followed by the planning and development. It's more of a, I think it's more of the Chase coming before us and saying you'd like to come back. I mean, the administrative review is fine, but all I'm getting at is, for whatever reason, we're not following the administrative reviews that we've set in the past for a lot of projects. So I don't mind putting it out there. And we can put the condition in administrative review, but I'm not quite sure if it's going to have the teeth that we expect.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. McCarthy. So we'll put that as a condition, like we talked about, and then we'll set it with the parameters of the standard hours, or did folks want an additional hour after how we usually do it? I know some people are saying to 9 or 10, but is it still, we want to do it an hour after closing, or, sunset, an hour after sunset?
So, I mean, obviously, I think if there's any type of issues, I'm sure will be brought up at the CNAG meetings that we have every month, that when the police are there and they go over the Centerville stuff, because I attend those, we'd be very well aware as two board members, of such situations, so I just wanted to say that. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Mr.
I mean, I'm all for the standard hours. My thought process is thinking on the side where the ATM is, which is the Second Street facing side, letting that channel light stay open. That, unless my other fellow board members don't agree. I'm just thinking it from a side of, it's extra lighting near the ATM. People know that the ATM's open, so they can go up and walk up and use it if they need to. But if you just want to do standard for everything, that's fine. I'm just spitballing some other.
No, I totally understand what you're saying in terms of security, just for that one area. I don't know if anyone else has any further comments. Mr. McCarthy, go ahead, sir.
I just want to say security lighting is not illuminated signage. Just to be clear, security lighting is the pole lighting. That's why the pole lighting is there. And so if we want to improve the pole lighting to provide security, that would be a direction. But illuminated signs on the building do not provide security. And that's why we have the pole lighting. So we're clear.
Okay. All right, standard lighting hours as a condition, and then administrative review, and we'll come back, we'll talk if there's any ongoing concerns or barriers from anybody. Okay, have a motion, please.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for ZBA 2024-3 for special permit at 315 Bridge Street to provide illuminated signage with the condition that the hours of illumination be 1 hour before sunrise to 10 p.m. or 1 hour after business closing, and that the applicant, that we have a 6-month administrative review to make sure that the site is remaining safe with the additional lighting that we're providing.
Motion by Mr. McCarthy,
Second.
seconded by the Vice Chairman, Mr. Callahan. Can we roll call, please?
Chairman Peck,
Approve of conditions.
Vice Chair Callahan,
Approve of conditions.
Member McCarthy,
Approve with conditions.
Member Prokop,
Approve with conditions.
Member Hubby,
Approved.
Member Nickerson.
Approved with conditions.
All right, you've been approved. Wish you best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming out this evening. All right, moving on to other business. We have minutes for approval for February 12th. Are there any comments, questions, additions, revisions to the minutes from my colleagues?
We should put it in.
All right, seeing none, can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
3, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for February 12th, 2024.
All right, motion by Mr. McCarthy to approve the minutes.
Second.
Second by Mr. Prokop. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Any other comments by my colleagues before we move forward with a motion to adjourn? Mr. Prokop, the floor is yours, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, so, in its,
Mr. Hubby.
yep, sorry. I was just looking through 6.3.4 on the signage and illumination. There's no restriction on hours. So, I mean, if that's something that maybe we should have added, because we make a condition on every single illuminated sign, but there's nothing in the zoning code that says 1 hour before sunset and 1 hour after sunrise, the other way around, 1 hour before sunrise, 1 hour after sunset. So, and I know it's something we do every single time one of these comes up. So would a city council member have to get the ball rolling, or is it something we can add?
Just so you're aware, we've been in the process of revising the sign code, and it will be, I don't know the exact timeline on it, but we're working on the draft, and so that's something that's already been added to the new draft.
That's going to be added to the...
That is in the language.
Okay, it is in the language.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hubby, and thank you, Mr. Ricker, for that update. I think
Been
Yeah.
working on that sign
the
thing for God knows how.
our illumination, I mean, it is really just for everyone's safety and well-being and not to be intrusive. So thank you for that update, sir. Appreciate it. Any other comments or questions from my colleagues before we move forward with a motion to adjourn? Seeing none, give a motion to adjourn, please.
3, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Mr. McCarthy to adjourn,
Second.
second by the Vice Chairman. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. We are adjourned. Thank you and have a good night, folks.